Hello and welcome to Health and Life with me, Coach Natalie, where I am spreading love, light, knowledge to you every day. So today we're going to be talking about feminine energy. We're going to talk a little bit about feminine and masculine energy, but today's going to be mostly focused on feminine energy, just because this video would be way too long if I took all the time to get right into all of it. So anyway, let's get right into it. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel so you can be notified anytime that I upload a new video. And let's hit the like button. Why? Because you like me. So anyhow, the feminine energy. I have some notes here, so if I'm looking down, I have some notes because I want to make sure that I give you correct information. And so this is a flowing kind of energy, and its movement can't always be predicted or explained rationally. Ladies, now I know feminine energy is something that whether you're a man or you're a woman, it has nothing to do with male or female. Whether you're male or female, we all carry masculine and feminine energy. The problem is when it's not balanced. So it's otherwise known as yin and yang. When the yin and yang is not balanced, then you have issues in relationships, in your life, at work, interacting with people, and even within yourself. And I will explain a little bit more about that. So yeah, so it's, it can't always be, feminine energy can't always be predicted or explained rationally. So usually this is associated with the female, but so it's also not it's not controlled by social norms. So feminine energy does not go by whatever the social norms tell you that you're supposed to do. The feminine energy is free flowing because it does not follow rules. Oops. I know, right? Our whole society is all about rules, which, by the way, is masculine. So stay with me. So other than guidance, the only thing that feminine energy follows is guidance from the heart. So what feels good in the heart, she goes, or I want to say she, but it's not she because he has feminine energy also. So this is when you're going with the flow and you're just following your heart, right? And so a lot of times you'll hear of this when people are following their passions, like they're just like, I'm going with the flow. Well, this is the feminine energy. When you're in creative energy, you are in feminine energy, just going with the flow, following what your heart wants, following what your heart tells you, and whether or not like it's accepted by society or your culture or whatever, like you're just going with it, right? So some of the biggest thing about the feminine energy, though, when it's balanced, is that it's the feminine energy. When you're in your feminine energy, you're able to prioritize your feelings. And this is really important because what this allows you to do is it allows you to be easily able to calm down. So that means, like, doesn't matter what's happening around you, doesn't matter whether or not somebody pisses you off or who makes you mad, you're able to take a good look at the situation, easily calm down, and then you go with the flow, right? Whatever that is for you. And that could mean multiple different things depending on the situation. So feminine energy is also good at taking care and loving themselves. So when you're in your feminine energy, that's when you're giving yourself self-love. You're going for your massages, your nails. If you're a man, you might be this is you taking yourself to the gym, taking care of yourself. Women too, taking care of yourself, just, prioritizing what you need to feel good first before you prioritize what others need. And you're really good at it when your feminine energy is balanced. You're able to find creative inspiration. Why? Because you're not just because you're in your feminine energy, but because you're good at taking care of yourself. Like meditation is all part of that, and you're able to find that flow and be more creative when you're sitting in your feminine, healthily in your feminine energy. You're able to empathize with others when you're in your feminine energy. So if you ever have been around somebody that's empathizing with you, you have a situation and they're just like, wow, like, oh, I really understand. That's somebody reacting to you with their feminine energy, whether it's a male or a female. Like I said, feminine and masculine energy have nothing to do with being a male or a female. And feminine energy, when you're really sitting well in your feminine energy, you have good communication skills. You say what you mean and you mean what you say, right? Because it's coming from the heart. You're going with the flow. And so you can communicate what you want. You can, without following social norms and without being apologetic about it. So what does this mean? How do you get your energy balance, right? How do you get your energy balance? Because in this society that we live in, if you notice, it's more of a masculine directed type of world. So you are not told or not taught to go against social norms. Actually, going against social norms, not going against social norms, it puts you in your masculine energy, because masculine energies are all about structure and rules, right? Like, so structure and rules. So can you imagine, like, we live in a society that is dictated by masculine energy. So where we grow up, whether you're male or female, you grow up in structure and rules, and that's all you know, and then you pass that on to your children. And what suffers because of this, and it's not by any fault of ours, right? Like, it's just this is the way that we've been raised, and we need structure. I can't talk. We need structures and rules, because how else could we function, right? But when the structure and rules go too far, right? When we go too far to everything being structured, having a rule, then you take away from your feminine energy, which likes to go against the norm and doesn't normally follow the norm, so that to bring out your creativity. So somewhere along the line, you have to find your balance, and you will see, like, whether male or female, sometimes we struggle with this a lot, especially being raised in this type of structure, because we're raised to in this masculine structure. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about masculine energy in my next video. But what you can see happens is that you are unable to flow into your creativity. You become a doer. So you become somebody who maybe you can't be empathetic, because you're just doing, and there's a structure, there's things to be done. The next thing, let's go, let's do it. We need to get it done. And you know what? Like, you're constantly in that mode of getting things done, and you can't stop for a minute to think. And sometimes we don't even take care of ourselves. And being a female and not being enough in the feminine energy can be really detrimental to your health, because you are constantly about taking care of other people. And what does someone who's sitting well in their feminine energy do? They take care of themselves. They know how to take care of themselves. Have you seen that mom? I've been that mom. Have you seen her? Do you see her around you? The mom that's running around, taking care of the kids, doing everything for the kids, taking care of her house, taking care of the husband, and she's exhausted at night. You know what? She can't get her hair done. She doesn't have like 5 minutes to do her hair, get her nails done, and just go chill. Just go relax. So just go to sleep and say like, you know what, everybody, we're having duck and wine for dinner tonight. Like basically, you're gonna duck and wine if you come ask me for food, because you're on your own tonight. Like figure it out. And it's okay, but we're raised, right? We're raised in this culture that says that everything needs to be structured a certain way. And then we bring that structure into our homes. We bring that structure to our kids, and they can't even be creative because we're not leaving them that room that they need to grow. That room, whether they're male or female, we're not leaving them that room to get into their creative energy. So it's really important to balance that out. So if I could say anything about the feminine energy that someone needs to do to get, that you would need to do first to get into the flow of your feminine energy, I would say that you need to start taking care of yourself. That would be the first thing. Because once you start to take care of yourself, the other things start to come. You start to be able to find your creativity. You start to be able to empathize with others. Why? Because now that you're taking care of yourself, you've empathized with yourself. You can't empathize with others if you can't even empathize with yourself. And you find that you have better communication skills because you're not just barking out orders at people. Like, we're not just like, you know what, this needs to be done, do that. You find a better way to communicate to get what you want. Yes. Beautiful thing about being in the feminine energy. And that's for men too, because men can also, I'm talking about this and you're looking at me as a woman probably thinking, well, if I'm a man, like, how does this work? How does this work for me? Well, you have that man that gets up every day, he goes to work, he's working the job, he's all about the structure, he's taking care of business, he's paying the bills, he's paying, he's taking care of the wife, taking care of what needs to be done, fixing things, working overtime, more overtime, but he's also not taking care of himself. And then, that man wakes up one day and he has a heart attack or something because he hasn't been taking care of himself, not even enough to go see the doctor. So, and he's unhappy at work, right? Because he's not tapping into his creativity. He's not he's all about his masculine energy and not tapping into his feminine energy to balance him out, because that's the worst part about not having your feminine and your masculine balance, is that it breeds disease because your body naturally wants to bring in balance to itself. And when you're not balanced, it breeds disease. Your stress settles in, right? Because you're not taking time to relax. You're not taking time to eat the foods that are feeding your body. You're not taking time to do the exercises that breathe life into you. And this is so important for all of us. So all I can say is that, just from a mom's perspective, from a mom who's done it before and just thought like it was all about making sure the kids were okay, making sure they got to practice, making sure that they got through school and doing all of it. And this becomes even harder, right? Stepping into your feminine energy is, especially as a parent, let's say, becomes harder if you're a single mom, because now you're playing both roles. So not only are you playing the male and female role in your life, in the life of the children, you are also having to be more in your masculine energy so that you can keep structure in your household, right? Or you feel that you need to keep to keep structure in your household, so you are more in your masculine energy, and you find that you start telling yourself, I don't have time, I can't do it, I don't know when, you know what, when can I fit it in? Well, you know, sometimes it comes down to, you gotta tell the kids, I can't do this for you today. You're either gonna have to find another way to do it, or because mommy needs to take care of herself. And if you're the dad, you know what? Like, I am not cutting the grass today. I am, you know what? I'm taking a day from work. I'm going to the doctor, and no, I won't be picking up the kids today. I won't be doing whatever it is, whatever that is for you. And it's going to be different for everyone, and every situation is different. And your energy can be unbalanced whether or not you're in a relationship with kids or not in a relationship you're in a relationship without kids, or if you're single, because because we are in this society that teaches us to be in our masculine energy all the time. We need to do things. There needs to be a structure. You need to go to school. After you're done with school, you need to get a job. You need to go to work. You need to buy a house. You need to be responsible, right? And how about going with the flow? Finding that you can be in your flow and still be responsible is heaven. It's heaven. You know, try it. Just stop for a minute. You don't have to schedule like weeks at a time to take care of yourself. But a few hours, let's say if you're saying, I don't have time, because the more you say that you don't have time to do it, the more time you need to be putting into taking care of yourself. So if you need to schedule that time where you just shut it down and you go, these 3 hours, these 2 hours, these 30 minutes are for me. I'm going for a walk by myself, no cell phone, and I'm just gonna go breathe some fresh air. I'm going to get a massage. I'm going to the chiropractor. I'm going to the doctor. I'm gonna go get my blood work done. You know, like, these are things that you do for you. And when you look at it that way, right? Like, because it's such an inconvenience sometimes. Especially men. Men look at going to the doctor, at least the ones I know, they look at it as going to the doctor as such an inconvenience. But actually, this is taking care of you so that you can continue to do the things that you want to do for your family. So you can be around to do that. So you're not waking up one day completely stressed out and hating your life, or not knowing where to go and how you got to where you're at in a job that you don't like, in a situation that you're not completely happy with, and not knowing, and you've been doing it for so long that now you don't know anything else. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I want to get more into the masculine side of the energy and what the masculine energy entails. I gave you a little bit today just because I had to. Can't talk about one without the other. And it's mostly if there's anything that you take away from this, the most important thing that I want you to take away from this is that the energies need to be balanced. So now that you know what the feminine energy is and what a balanced feminine energy does for him or herself, stay tuned for the next video, because I'll be talking to you about balancing out your masculine energy, because if you're going to be balanced, you can't just sit in that feminine energy. I would love to do it. I'd love to go get a massage all day, every day. But then some of the other things that need structures, like the bills need to get paid and things like that, wouldn't happen, right? Like, and then it wouldn't balance. So you still end up in a situation where you're stressed, even when you're completely in your feminine energy. So anyway, I hope you find this information helpful. Until next time, I am sending you love, light, and knowledge. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.